She's a big fan of the Predators. Taylor Swift loves Predators.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the show.
Eat my shorts.
So here is to conversation.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Welcome to Cash Exchange.
Welcome.
How's it going?
Good. Something happened the other day at work that reminded me of an older episode that we did. I went to greet a guest and I was like, how are you doing? Welcome to the restaurant that I work at. And she actually answered me. She was like, well, I'm only here because, and then was talking about her issues with Facebook Marketplace. She tried to buy a rug. And when she went to go buy that rug, she found out that rug was not in a pet-free home. I got her full life story.
Huh.
It's the first time that's ever happened to me.
That's how she ended up at your restaurant?
Yeah, she was in the neighborhood that I work in because she went to go pick up a rug off of Facebook Marketplace, but she forgot to ask if it came from a pet-free home. It didn't. She's allergic to cats. So she ended up at my restaurant, and that was how I greeted her, or that's how she greeted me. It reminded me of the pod.
And how'd that make you feel? To be burdened by strangers' nonsense.
I was a little thrown at first, but I mean, we discussed her future decor plans for the new house that she has. So,
did you tell her that you're a filthy cat person and you couldn't serve her?
It didn't come up.
Wow. So you exposed this woman to a potentially life-threatening allergy just so you could make a quick buck?
I mean, I was on the other side of the bar, so I don't think that that's how that works necessarily.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know allergens don't travel. Huh. Should probably tell that to my sinuses during pollen season.
Okay, well,
I'm not
that's in the air.
actively sniffing a tree, but it still attacks me.
Sure.
So, wow.
I will bear that in mind.
You think you know
next
somebody. All right. Well, you ready to get in today's episode?
Yeah. What do you got?
Okay. What do Taylor Swift, Cody, Jinks, and Slipknot have in common?
It has something to do with concerts, because I know that you've been to the Eras Tour. I believe one of your first dates with your fiance was Slipknot.
Pretty close, yeah. Yeah, she was not a fan.
And I remember hearing about you and your oldest, I believe, going to Cody Jinks.
We did. I will tell you that today's episode has nothing to do with personal concert experience.
Okay. Are we just talking trash about Ticketmaster? Because I have a lot to say on that matter.
We could, but we're going to have to save that for another day.
Lame.
I got the inspiration for this episode because I was just sent my 2025 replay from Apple Music.
Okay.
I don't know who makes this playlist, who curates it, but they have impeccable taste. Just banger after banger. Like just nonstop hit. And
your Apple replay contains Taylor Swift?
Well, you see, first off, I am a fan of Life of a Showgirl.
Okay.
I'm a fan of like a third of the Tortured Poets Department.
Okay.
Everything previous to that, But my iTunes account is connected to our Alexa.
Okay.
Whenever I get requests in the car, it's through my Apple Music. Our Apple TV is connected to my Apple Music. So it's not completely my fault, but if it does come on, I don't turn it off.
You do enjoy listening about teardrops on your guitar, or do we not go that far back in the catalog?
No. At one point, whenever she was actually country, before she slapped her fan base around and was like, no, screw y'all. I'm going complete
She was
pop.
cosplaying country.
She wasn't cosplaying country then. She's
from Pennsylvania.
She was in the thick of it. Yeah, but she lived in Tennessee. She wrote some of her best songs at the Parthenon. that's in the middle
Okay.
of Tennessee for some reason. She's a big fan of the Predators. Taylor Swift loves Predators.
I would like that to be on record, and I would also like that to be the cold open of this episode.
The Nashville Predators.
Horrible team name, but sure.
Honestly, when you get these playlists, it is kind of eye-opening, I guess, and not in a good way.
Okay.
I mean, my job, I do a lot of driving, and I can listen to music pretty much all day, so it makes a little more sense to me. If I was someone that had a job where I couldn't just zone out for the entire day, this would probably be problematic. But my number one is Wetzel at a whopping 429 minutes listened.
Okay.
That's a lot of Co.
That doesn't feel crazy over the span of a year.
And then Luke Combs, Cody Jinks, Eminem, Toby Keith, Chris Knight, Bowling for Soup, Jarrett Reddick, you made number 7. Has nothing to do with the fact that every time I start my vehicle, it plays the first song in my library, and it just so happens to be one of your songs. Has nothing to do with that.
Almost.
No, A-hole.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I really don't listen to this part, Jarrett, but I really need to take that song off my playlist, out of my library, because it's so annoying every time I start driving and it starts playing.
Mine, for the longest time, whenever I still had an iPhone, was Passengers Let Her Go, because it comes from an album called like All the Lights or something. And so now if I hear the opening like notes from that song, it makes me immediately angry.
Well, before A-hole, it was Absolute Zero by Stone Sour, whose frontman is also the frontman for Slipknot. And that
I
one
didn't
goes a
know
lot
that.
hard. So that's a punch in the face.
Yeah.
When it's 5:30 in the morning and you're just trying to get to work or school. No. Yeah, that's a lot. So A-hole is a little better, but I still need to change that up. And then number 8, Taylor Swift. And at my number, which I was surprised this was a lot lower than I thought it would be. At my number 13th spot with 279 minutes. Want to take a guess? I've talked about this musical
Hamilton.
person group multiple times on this show.
So it's a band that you've talked about on this, and it's not Bowling for Soup.
It is not Bowling for Soup.
Can I get another hint? A genre, perhaps?
It's country. Country, and also rock,
I was going to say Eli Young, but they wouldn't be considered rock.
and also apparently mild Satanism.
That would be the chicken-loving Zac Brown Band.
Zac Brown Band made it number 13, and his group have been in the news recently because they just started is it a tour? Is it a residency? Just
I have no idea.
a string of
They're
shows
just in Vegas.
at the Sphere. Do you have any interest in going to the Sphere?
I would love to go to the Sphere. I think that it would be cool to see once, but I don't think that I would want to pay as much as they would probably ask for a ticket at the Sphere. I also think that I would, on a good day, get vertigo from it because of all of the things I've seen of the Sphere. I think it is meant to kind of break your brain.
Music or movie?
I think music would be cool, but it would depend a lot on the act. I did send you a video of Zac Brown playing at the Sphere, and it is unbelievably silly. Unbelievably silly. I don't want to see U2, so wouldn't go to that.
No, thank you.
Wizard of Oz looked really cool.
It did, and then you get to keep an apple.
Oh, didn't know that.
If you were lucky enough to get pegged with one.
What? They
Yeah.
threw apples?
They dropped apples they were foam apples from the ceiling.
Huh. Didn't know that.
They're red, like just red foam balls with uh, the logo on it.
Hmm. If it is a sphere, is there a ceiling?
Spherical!
Is there a ceiling or is there no ceiling? Like, is it all ceiling or is it no ceiling?
It's all wall.
It's
You're
all wall, so
surrounded
there
by
is no ceiling.
wall. Yes.
Huh. You know, I didn't see nearly enough Drake and Josh memes whenever the sphere first came to be. In retrospect, I'm disappointed.
Yeah. But anyone listening to this show, anyone that has a passing knowledge of me, knows that I am a Zac Brown defender. I will stick by them. They've made some silly choices.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about when he divorced his second wife after like not even a year, and then ended up suing her for breach of contract
Yeah.
or breaking an NDA, something like that. That was a little silly. The Kendra Scott stuff kind of came out of nowhere. A lot of people
I forgot
a lot of
about that.
people are blaming his turn to the dark side on Kendra Scott. I don't know why. I don't know much about Kendra Scott. I think it's a little strange. I get it, but I do think it's a little strange that her brand was built off her ex-husband's name and she still goes by that ex-husband's name to protect the brand. Would you do that?
Interesting. I don't know that I would want to change my name in general.
No? Huh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think if you have a compelling reason to keep your partner's name after you split up, then that's valid. Like, our mom kept her married last name because she has 2 kids with that last name. I think that's
Yes, she
valid.
did.
Maybe not if you were to get like remarried, but
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Kendra is like based out of your neck of the woods.
she is indeed. I worked with that company when I was doing sales. The Kendra Scott headquarters is not too far from me.
Okay, so I said I'm uh Zac Brown defender. I realize he has some faults. That's fine.
Sure.
I understand the criticism from people about his current path. I think it's blown way out of proportion. I think that he was trying to convey a message and maybe was a little too heavy-handed with it. And now people love to attack something.
Sure.
And then even if people don't love to attack something, they love to get the brownie points from attacking that thing.
Yeah.
So even if it's like, well, I don't agree, but if it had been me, there's no way I would have done that. You still get your brownie points, even though you're not directly attacking anyone.
Yeah. I'm not a defender in most of these situations because I think there's a lot more nuance to a lot of it than obviously we're told. But I also don't care enough to put my 2 cents in most of these situations.
Yeah. I think it's interesting when your fan base is particularly, the majority is conservative, the majority is Christian country music loving people. All of the love thy neighbor goes out the window when this kind of stuff pops out. Whenever people decide that they want to experiment with maybe something new, maybe getting some feelings out, they don't have any other avenue to explore.
Sure.
And this isn't even the first time. Maybe it's the first time that he's directly used like hell imagery in his stuff, but it's not the first time that he's stepped out. And lucky for you, I can go through his entire discography for you.
Okay.
So, Zac Brown Band. They're less of a band. They're more of an ensemble. Do you know how many members are in Zac Brown Band?
Considering the fact that it's called Zac Brown Band and the frontman is Zac Brown, quite honestly, I only consider it to be the one guy.
Wow.
I know that's wrong,
Wow. So you're just going to
but it's
negate.
also a band named after the one guy.
You're going to negate all the other 8 members of the Zac Brown Band?
Good Lord. There's also, I mean, he could have at least gone the Eli Young route and gone with 2 people out of the band, but no. It's just Zac Brown and co.
Well, he
It's not
started
even
it.
Mumford and Sons.
He started it. He can do what he wants.
He can.
When it started
can
out,
dislike
it was him and one bass player, one drum player.
There are 8 members of the Zac Brown Band. That's excessive.
There's 9. There's 8,
Well,
including Zac.
plus.
No, there's Zac Brown on lead vocals and guitar. There's Jimmy DeMartini on fiddle and vocals. There is John Driscoll Hopkins, which I feel like he put the Driscoll in so he wouldn't be confused with the hospital.
Fair.
John Hopkins. Isn't it Johns Hopkins?
It is Johns Hopkins.
It's probably 2 people's last names.
Yeah.
But still, putting the Driscoll in makes it a little...
Do you think he opted for Driscoll, or was that an actual part of his name that he just...
Oh, you think he
used?
just picked up Driscoll?
You could. It's a
You
stage
could.
name.
You could. That is correct. He replaced the original bassist, Jacob Lawson. He plays bass, banjo, and ukulele.
Oh, okay.
So next
A man
time
after my own heart.
you're practicing, think of John Driscoll Hopkins. I don't know why I had a stroke over that. All right, you got Coy Bowles, who plays slide guitar, dobro, piano, and organ.
He plays dobro?
Dobro, yeah. It's like
Got
a
it.
you know what a steel guitar is?
Yeah.
Oh, you play it over your lap?
Mhm.
Well, it's like
Is
that,
that-
but it's its own thing, and it has like a slide for your finger, and it's got knee pedals and foot pedals. That's a dobro. So it's like a fancier steel guitar.
Interesting. Okay.
A lot more adjustments you can make. Clay Cook is guitar, keys, vocals, mandolin, and steel.
Okay.
Daniel De Los Reyes is drums. He is the oldest member at 64.
Nice.
Matt Mangano is bass. Chris Fryer, who I am obligated to shout out, is a University of North Texas alum, replaced the original drummer Marcus Petruska. And then Caroline Jones is on vocals. And when Zac started out with Jacob Lawson and Marcus Petruska, he was playing in a restaurant that he and his dad owned called Zac's Place in Georgia. He would also do like 200 shows a year other places.
Mhm.
So they did that for a little bit. And then once developers came in, they bought the restaurant out. And Zac went and bought a Ford Econoline 450 bus. It's a tour bus.
Mhm.
If you've been to somewhere where they shuttle old people, like from retirement homes to like casinos and stuff,
Mhm.
that's the kind of bus they were rocking. That was our first tour bus. In 2004, Jimmy joined with fiddle. 2005, Hopkins and Bowles. 2008, Fryer. 2009, Cook. Reyes in 2012, Mangano in 2014, and Caroline Jones in 2022. Only reason I'm telling you this is because throughout this span of 20 years, a lot of different people have joined the Zac Brown Band, which means there's a lot of different tastes. There's a lot of different opinions. There's a lot of different musical proclivities come up.
Sure.
And so your sound is going to change throughout that time.
Of course. Which one of them introduced Satan?
Well, I mean, Caroline Jones was the most recent one. And their most recent album, did you know they had a recent album that came out this year that they're
I don't think
promoting
that
at the Sphere?
I haven't listened to Zac Brown since the Jekyll and Hyde album came out. It has been quite some time. I'm sure I've listened to like something that they've put out in that time between, but like the last album I could tell you about was the one with Homegrown on it.
It's interesting that you mentioned Jekyll and Hyde because that was their first foray into like actual rock songs. The biggest single off that album was "Heavy as the Head" with Chris Cornell. So
Yeah.
they started making the turn a lot earlier than most people think.
Yeah.
But in 2004, they released their first album, Homegrown, independently on Zach's own label, also called Homegrown, but then later changed to Southern Ground. And if you're in the Zac Brown camp, during the research, I went on their website. I was just trying to get what information I could and found out that their fan club is called the Zamily.
Ew.
Zamily.
I hate that. I hate that a lot.
So needless to say, I didn't sign up to be a member of the Zamily.
Every new thing that I'm learning about the Zac Brown Band, in addition to everything I currently know about the Zac Brown Band, gives the strongest divorced dad vibe I have ever encountered.
Well, that's fair. Because he is in fact a divorced dad. Twice over. I don't really think the second one counts all that much, but technically he's on his way to his third marriage. But Homegrown and Southern Ground, if you are a fan, as I am, you would know that Homegrown was the title of its own song, and Southern Ground is a term that he uses in, I think, at least 2 songs.
Chicken Fried.
And Chicken Fried, yep.
What other song does he use it on?
I think it was one on his second album. I might be crazy. It might just be Chicken Fried. You give what you get. Yeah. You get what you give, yeah. But yeah, I don't know 100%. I do know that it's in Chicken Fried though. But what do you remember the first big Zac Brown Band song being?
Chicken Fried. Toes.
Chicken Fried. Did you know that the first version of Chicken Fried that was on the radio was not Zac Brown Band?
I did not. Who was it?
You know who the Lost Trailers are?
No.
I don't blame you. They had one song that did anything. It was called Holler Back. Not Holler Back Girl. Holler Back.
That sounds familiar. I feel like I know that song.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. If you heard it, you'd recognize it. It was a flash in the pan, nothing. They did a remix, re-recording, where it was for the NFL, the upcoming NFL season. It was called the Football Mix. Okay. It was the same song, but just had football terminology in it. So that's the level that obviously it's nowhere near on par with what Zac Brown Band would become. But at the time, they were signed. Zac Brown wasn't. And Chicken Fried was a song that was on the Homegrown independent album. Lost Trailers approached Zac Brown and said, "Hey, we want this song on our album. Can we have it?" They were still coming up. They hadn't made their big break yet. And so Zac Brown said, "You can have it, but it has to stay an album song and you can't turn it into a single." Because he's still holding out hope for his big break, and then Chicken Fried would be his first single. Well, the head of Sony Nashville heard the Lost Trailers song or album and decided that their strongest option for a single would be Chicken Fried. Zac was just driving down the road one day listening to country radio and hears Chicken Fried playing, and it was not him singing. And he got pissed.
Reasonably.
He reached out to his attorney. His attorney tried to talk him down, said, "Hey, man, you're dealing with the head of Sony Nashville. Like, you're going to get blackballed. They're going to torch you, and you're not going to have a career. So maybe you should just let this one go." Zac said, "No," and so convinced his attorney to send a cease and desist, and it was taken off the radio. That whole incident led him to getting enough press to where he started meeting some people that ended up getting him signed to Live Nation Artist Records, which almost immediately closed and then was bought out by Atlantic Records. And so he got signed. Their debut single, Chicken Fried, was released in 2008 and it debuted at number 1. It was the lead single off their foundational album, The Foundation, which is the album that we at Cash Exchange, mainly me, tout as very instrumental in our growing up and beginning our love with the Zac Brown Band.
Yeah.
It was their first major label release. It peaked at number 9 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the Billboard Top Country Album, certified 5 times platinum.
Wild.
Biggest singles are Chicken Fried, Whatever It Is, Toes, Highway 20 Ride, and Free.
It was a really good album.
It still
forgot
is.
Forgot about a bunch of those.
You know, Emily she claims that she's never heard the song Highway 20 Ride.
You haven't played it for her at any point?
I don't know. It's it's funny because whenever I find a really sad song, I play it for her just to get her reaction. There is a song by Luke Bryan about a kid who goes to a toy store, and apparently it's a toy store where they make toys. A kid
He goes
sees
to a factory?
I don't know. It's country, so it's small town. He's got a room in the back where he makes all the toys. Maybe it's Long Legs for all we know. I don't know.
Sure.
And he sees a toy soldier in the window, and he goes in and asks the guy behind the counter if he can make him a daddy because his dad was a soldier who died at war.
Huh.
And so, since that incident, I have not been allowed to play my sad songs for Emily. And so maybe this is one that took the heat because of that Luke Bryan song.
That is such a broad range of country music. Like, there are so many songs you could point to where it's literally just grieving over a soldier, but it's infused with every bit of the all of the hallmarks of a country song. You have Luke Bryan's Drink a Beer. You have Lee Brice's I Drive Your Truck. You have Build Me a Daddy for some reason. Haven't heard the song. Not going to point to anything specifically, but come on.
You definitely need to check it out.
I cannot stand Luke Bryan.
Okay. His first couple albums before he started releasing the Spring Break albums, which, don't get me wrong, Spring Break albums, they're catchy. I like them.
Okay.
I don't like his stuff pretty much after that, but there's another song that I discovered from LimeWire.
Okay.
It was one of the few songs that didn't give our family computer a virus.
As far as you know. Sure.
You can find it on YouTube, but there's no actual copy of this song that you can download and just play on demand. It's called Small Town Favorite.
Okay.
That's another one. And it's got all the hallmarks. It talks about John Deere. It talks about being the star football player in a small town and getting his girlfriend knocked up and throwing all of his dreams away.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've heard that song before.
Yeah.
I think we've probably talked about it before.
Probably. But yeah, I mean, that era of Luke Bryan is his peak. It's whenever he started leaning into the bro country moniker is when it all went to hell in a handbasket.
That is why I don't like Luke Bryan, is because so much of his music for the longest time was just the exact same copy paste. You know the Bo Burnham country song
Yeah.
from Make Happy? So much of Luke Bryan's music is just that.
Yeah.
It's I was trying to remember the lyrics of it. It's a very good song. If you haven't heard it, listen to Bo Burnham's country song. Only if you don't like country music. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, he talks
Stir
about
the
drinking
pot.
a beer with the label out,
Mm-hmm.
feeling up on a woman and realizing she's a scarecrow in a cornfield. Oh. But no, I think, I mean, whenever the Foundation came out, I was a sophomore in high school.
Okay.
And so I really didn't have any point of reference for songs like Highway 20 Ride.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, I didn't know what my future had in store for me, because I have had to drive on Highway 20 to receive my children.
That is very specifically accurate.
It is. And it's maybe that's what solidified Zac Brown in my heart, was just this one song.
That's fair. I think that's valid if you have that one like connection that just puts you in deep with the artist.
And just for a little fun fact, the Foundation, because I don't know if it's the wussification of America as a whole. I don't know if it is the wussification of the majority of country listeners, but for anyone that knows anything, if you've heard the non-radio version of Toes, it's I got my toes in the water, ass in the sand. And for that line, the entire album is rated explicit.
Huh. I didn't know that album was considered explicit.
The only song that has any semblance of a curse word, and that curse word is ass, is listed as explicit on Apple Music.
Huh.
And this is what's wrong with our country. This is what's wrong with the world.
Yeah, that's the problem, is that ass is enough to qualify something as explicit.
How many children are going to miss out on the greatness of the Foundation all because the nanny state is over here saying that ass is too bad of a word for children to be able to hear?
Genuine question. How many people do you think listen to Zac Brown and are using the parental guidelines for what their kids listen to? If you listen to that music, you know that it's not explicit. You're going to play it for them. And if you don't listen to that music, you're not going to listen to Zac Brown. Like, if you're not going to show your kids Zac Brown if that's not your vibe. It's good music, but it is also just cookie cutter country in a lot of ways.
And now that I think about it, Sick 'em on a Chicken, all-time favorite, one of them,
Sure.
also has the phrase "some bitch." That's not rated explicit on here. The only song that has an explicit rating on here is Toes.
I was going to say, I don't think they've ever played Sick 'em on a Chicken on the radio.
No, they have
At least
not.
I've never heard it. So that must be a
And then the fact that
playability.
it's Toes, it couldn't be free or different kind of fine. It has to be Toes that they say is explicit. That implies there's some kinky thing going on with toes in this song and children shouldn't listen to it.
I don't think it does. I
think
don't think it
does.
implies any
think it
kind
does.
of kink.
Some fetish nonsense.
I will never listen to Zac Brown again.
Because the song about toes is explicit?
Because it's kink based. If that is the case, I'm good.
Oh. Anyways, enough harping on about one of the greatest country albums of all time.
One of the okay.
2010, You Get What You Give. my second personal favorite. Peaked at numero uno on Billboard 200 out of all genres. And also
Okay.
peaked at number one, obviously, on the Billboard Country. This one is only certified platinum 3 times, though. I
Okay.
think that is due to the fact that this is when we were starting to make the switch into everything getting all muddied up with digital music and all that. People weren't actually going out and buying the physical albums.
Okay. That's fair.
But this one has the singles As She's Walking Away, featuring Alan Jackson,
I like that
Colder
song.
Weather, Knee
I
Deep,
can play that song.
Colder Weather.
Mhm.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite of theirs.
It's so just foreshadowing for later in the episode. There's a rash of comments online on videos of Zac Brown at the Sphere saying that ain't one song Zac Brown has that needs these kind of visuals.
I absolutely agree.
And
I'm in that camp.
there's something about Colder Weather. It's like, this is the same band that did Colder Weather, but there was like multiple, like 10, 20, 30 comments about, oh, well, this is the band that did Colder Weather and they need a devil skeleton on the Sphere. And why is that the song that everyone's latching on to?
Maybe the truck stop just outside of Lincoln was the Crossroads.
I mean,
This
like,
is where the actual music changed.
That's a song about sadness. So, I mean, it would lean more into the darker motifs than something like, I don't know, Chicken Fried or Knee Deep.
You could very easily convince, I think, the general public that Sphere show was Tenacious D and not Zac Brown. The visuals are just bizarre, and not specifically in a they also made Colder Weather kind of way, because a lot of country or a lot of artists have made like super big scary rock stuff and then also like softer ballads, but like it doesn't feel like it fits them.
Do you think people had the same problem when Charlie Daniels came out with The Devil Went Down to Georgia? Do you think people felt the same way when Johnny Cash had The Ring of Fire?
No, because
Why
their
not?
entire vibe was more of that kind of aesthetic, that kind of music. They were already doing things that were in line with that. And so if they had done Johnny Cash doing that kind of like devil show at the Sphere would have also been out of place. I think Charlie Daniels could have made it work, but they built their name. They built their discography off of things that would have lined, I personally feel, a lot more with the, again, pick of destiny things that were in those visuals rather than Zac Brown. And that is also to say I haven't heard newer Zac Brown. So I could be totally off base and they had actually successfully switched to Devil Went Down to Georgia country.
I listened to the newest album, and I will reserve my comments until we get to that portion of the episode.
Okay.
I have some things to say, and it's going to hurt to say it, but that's got to be done.
Oh.
All right. She's Walking Away, Colder Weather, Knee Deep, Keep Me in Mind, No Hurry. 2012 is when we start to get a change.
Bangers.
This is where we start to, this is where we start to get a little more experimental. You got your first 2 albums, which are pretty much the same thing, same greatness, just peak. You get a little antsy. You don't want to be typecast. This is the first instance where we get artwork that is a little pearl clutchy, a little bit. It is based off of
Day of the Dead, right?
Yeah, it's a Dia de los Muertos motif. It is, I want to get the guy's name right because it's an actual artist that designed it. It's from Brandon Maldonado's 2009 Our Lady of Merciful Fate.
Okay.
And it's like a sugar skull nun with a big old branched crown, holding a twig, or like a branch of a tree, with a vulture on it. So people might have been up in arms. The internet wasn't as prevalent then in 2012. So I don't know. Maybe there was a hubbub about it and people just didn't have enough reach to let their asinine opinions reach every corner of the internet. But this one was definitely more somber, more sad.
Yeah.
It was less guaranteed radio darlings. And their charting showed that people weren't feeling it as much. Peaked at 35 on the Billboard 200 and number 10 on the Billboard Country Album chart.
Okay.
It certified platinum once. Its singles are The Wind, Goodbye in Her Eyes, Jump Right In, and Sweet Annie.
I liked this album.
I did too.
I have a soft spot for albums that are more of the softer, sadder things. If you look at my Spotify Wrapped, a couple of the artists that have ended up on it that like did their thanks for listening this year things were like, hey,
Are you
I hope
okay?
whatever's going on with you is better. I can't tell you how many years in a row I've gotten those like, hey, bud, I hope things are good with you. Thanks for listening to my album.
Yeah, like when it gives you a
Videos.
breakdown of the song that you listen to the most for whatever month, and you're like, what was I going through in May?
I stopped asking those questions a long time ago, but I really like that like side of music where bands that have more of that like more upbeat, like poppy or country or whatever songs have a little bit more like levity behind them in the same way that like Panic at the Disco's Pretty Odd album was a real departure from like A Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
Yeah, because I mean,
not a great album, but
it feels more intentional. It feels like they purposefully made this change because they had something to say about it versus, okay, well, this sad album follows the previous sad album. So maybe these people just get off on doing sad albums.
Yeah.
2015, Jekyll and Hyde. This is probably one of my least favorite Zac Brown Band albums. It's really disjointed. They're trying to play both sides of the fence, and I get it, the whole Jekyll and Hyde, but it doesn't work for me. This is the song
2 songs
that has Homegrown and Heavy as the Head.
I recognize Homegrown and Castaway.
You know, Beautiful Drug. That's a good song.
Oh, and Lovin' You Easy. I guess I know 3. I don't think I know Beautiful Drug.
Heavy as the Head? You don't know that one?
I don't think so.
Black dog drinks from the water, trying to cool his tongue. With Chris Cornell? It was a huge single.
I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, I might also know that one if I played it, but as it stands, no clue.
Well, this is definitely the biggest departure from their Chicken Fried Days. It peaked at 24 on the Billboard 200 and number 3 on the Billboard Country, and it was certified platinum one time. You want to know a fun, not so fun fact I have about Chris Cornell?
What do you got?
So, there was a movie called 127 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. All about how us.
Nope.
What?
127 Hours and The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi are
96 hours?
Two different
What was
things.
it called?
13.
What was it called? 13
127 hours is James Franco getting stuck in rocks.
Damn it. Okay, let's try again. Thank God I added the subtitle, or else everyone would be completely lost.
This would be a vastly different story.
13 hours, that's what it's called?
13 Hours is the Benghazi movie. It is one of Nate's favorites. I am absolutely right on this one.
Okay.
That's
Jesus
the one with
Christ. All right.
Jim Halpert.
Let's rewind. All right. 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. Which is a great movie, and I will watch it pretty much any time I pass by it. I will seek it out if I have nothing else to watch. It's a great movie. Stars John Krasinski. It's got Roy. I'm blank. David something from The Office. It's got Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black, and I think that's a completely outdated reference now.
It is.
That's got a lot of people. And it's all about how a certain Secretary of State, we don't know, maybe got all these guys killed because of this and that, you know. Anyways, so movie was coming out and they were going to have a movie premiere. Do you know where they were going to have the movie premiere?
No.
Jerry World, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas,
Okay.
United States, North America, planet Earth in the Milky Way. In case you got Arlington, Texas confused with somewhere else. Anyways, and so at this premiere, I saw Krasinski, Roy. I'm sorry, David. I forgot your last name. All the other main characters of the movie.
Mhm.
Michael Bay was there because he directed it. And the song that goes over the end credits to the movie is a song by Chris Cornell. And Chris Cornell performed that song before they played the movie on the giant Jumbotron.
Oh.
And then a few years later, I heard the news that Chris Cornell had hung himself in his Detroit hotel room. And I cried. And I don't know why.
Hmm.
Big fan of Soundgarden, big fan of Audioslave. I just had this one moment where I saw him perform live and not really didn't go any deeper than that. But he is the only celebrity that has happened to that I felt that way towards.
Interesting.
And still have no inclination as to why. But Chris, you put out some good music. And you did a great song with Zac Brown.
Yeah.
2017,
Circling
Welcome
back.
Home. Bring it back around. I think Welcome Home was a little markety. I think
Okay.
that they were like, hey, yeah, okay, so you didn't like us experimenting that much. So let's bring it back. Let's reel it in a little bit. And please like this one. I don't know much about this album. It's I don't know. It just didn't come up on my radar. It features a song with Casey Musgraves and a song with Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell Williams?
Pharrell Williams. It's definitely reactionary for how the previous album was received. It does have one of my top 5 Zac Brown Band songs on it, though.
Which is?
So I will go a little easier on it. My Old Man
I don't think I know anything from this album.
and Roots. I don't know much about Roots. I couldn't tell you how it goes. But check out My Old Man when you get a chance. This one peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the Billboard Country Album charts. 2019, The Owl. This one is important because it was written during the period of time in which Zac Brown was getting a divorce from his first wife. He had been married from 2006, divorced 2018. This album came out in 2019. This is probably their most emotional album yet. It peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the Billboard Country Albums. I think all you need to know is the fact that the 2 singles on this album are Someone I Used to Know and Leaving Love Behind.
Yeah.
Which
That feels
Leaving Love
fitting for
Behind
the
is
divorce album.
Leaving Love Behind is a great breakup song.
Okay.
It's optimistic. It's recognizing that this thing is over, that there have been good times, there are bad times, but that you just got to leave it and start your life anew. 2021, The Comeback. I don't know much about this one either. I probably listened to it through maybe 2 times and could not tell you a single thing that I liked. Couldn't tell you a single thing I disliked. It just was a non-starter for me. Just a nothing burger. According to the stats, everyone else felt the same. It was number 27 is where it peaked on the Billboard 200, number 3 on the Billboard Country Album charts. Singles are Same Boat and Out in the Middle.
Yeah, definitely don't know. Apparently, I stopped listening to any new Zac Brown in 2015.
And that brings us to the 2025 release, Love and Fear.
Is the whole album out, or is it just the singles right now?
Whole album. It is the most controversial one, obviously, mostly because of the Sphere. I think if it weren't for the Sphere, it would just have fizzled away. I felt like what they were going for was like a angel on one shoulder, devil on the other.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the songs would just like bounce between. But
some more Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, but it didn't really land. It was very disjointed and just all over the place. Oh boy. This song, or this album, it, in the first 24 seconds, drops its first F-bomb.
Oh, okay.
So you know it's serious. So you know without a doubt that we're not here to mess around.
Snoop Dogg is on this album?
Oh, just wait. Just wait.
What?
I have things to say. So the I Ain't Worried About It, which was the first single from this album, people keep trying to tell me how to live, and I'm just over here running out of F's to give. Which, okay.
Okay.
Again, 24 seconds into the song. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. Your TV's lying because the world ain't on fire, and the only thing burning gets me higher, higher, higher. Now, what could he be referencing there?
Sage. He's cleansing his space.
Well, the fact that you just dropped the bomb that Snoop Dogg is on this album, weed has a very heavy presence in this album. And it's not like in the cool, like, yeah, sometimes I just need to relax. And so, I smoke sometimes. It's, hey guys, I do weeds.
Hello,
Weeds
fellow
and me are
kids.
best buds. We love the weeds.
Big narc energy.
Yes. And just, holy moly. All right, so Let It Run, which is the second single from this album. Oh boy. Everyone was getting high, passing flowers around the fire. No one even gave a damn till it landed in your hand. Now you're overly concerned with the way that cherry burns, and you're thinking you're about to spit on that joint I'm about to hit. Just let it run. Let it run. If it's burning kind of funny, we can roll another one. It ain't like we're down to crumbs. We got more where that came from. Don't be spitting on my blunt. Just let that mother effer run. As we previously mentioned, this is a song with Snoop Dogg. I ain't trying to police the way y'all smoke your weed. Didn't mean to haunt your buzz. I just said something because we got cars that drive themselves. We put people into space and pop stars. But we can please
Don't
stop
you
doing
disrespect
things
astronaut Katy Perry like that.
it's 1998. So this wasn't my sin of choice growing up. I'm not implying that it's yours, but you do have heathen friends.
Sure, yeah.
Is spitting on the blunt a thing people worry about?
Yes. So
on the flame part? On the part that's smoldering?
No. So
or on the mouth part?
Consider on the mouth part, yes. It's if you put your whole mouth around a cigarette, you would not pass that cigarette to another person. It's wet.
But you're going to get other people's spit if you're passing it around either way.
But you at least, it's a considerate thing.
Is this why you get cottonmouth for community purposes? So you're less likely to pass along things?
It is actually for the greater good.
So you can't be slobbering all over it before you pass it on?
Yes. It is a big faux pas.
Well, this is part of your homework. This is part of everyone's homework. Give this album a listen and let me know what you think.
I don't wanna.
There's another one called Animal, and 3 Days Grace, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much play it had for you, but for me in middle school, Animal I Have Become was it was a big song. It was a real pump you up song. Somebody save me from this animal I have become.
Mm-hmm.
Zac takes a whack at that on this album, song called Animal. And it screams like a look how tough I am. Mm-hmm. How can you control me when I can't control myself? Flesh and blood and bone and rage will tear till nothing's left. It sounds like he's singing this whole song wearing a fedora.
Yeah, no, this is straight out of a Reddit thread.
But then there's a line where he says, "Come from my guns and you'll see I'm no man at all." which, okay, so you're trying to get back your conservative audience by saying, hey, come and take it. But you can't.
Also-
You know why? Because, and you gotta listen. I cannot do it justice, but after he talks about try to take my guns, you'll see he says animal 3 times. But the first time he hits it,
Animal.
the first time he hits it, it's like animal.
Ugh. I would just like to point out there is a line that says filling up their coffers while the poor man bleeds. The poor man bleeds. I Googled it. This man is worth between $50 and $60 million. Does he think he's one of the poors?
He's poor compared to Bezos, compared to Musk.
Is that our bar?
That's his bar. Everything is subjective. I'm wealthy in the eyes of Rhonda on the street corner. I'm poor in the eyes of Zac Brown, who is poor in the eyes of Jeff Bezos.
Okay, well, if this album is made for Jeff Bezos, then I have follow-up questions. Starting with, why? Real man of the people, Zac Brown over here.
The madness of this effing place, the shallow lives we lead. He's really saying something here.
I think I wrote this as a poem as an emo teenager.
And the third single, Butterfly.
Is it about a tramp stamp?
No.
Oh.
No, I think it had the opportunity to be a great song, but, and you can come at me if you want, Dolly Parton had no right to be in this song.
No right to be in this song? She has a right to do whatever she wants. She's Dolly Parton.
I think that one of the all-time signs of being the greatest is knowing when to hang it up. Dolly, in my opinion, should have hung it up before this. She should have hung it up before she did the Thanksgiving halftime show last year for the Cowboys. She should have hung it up probably about a decade ago.
She did Please, Please, Please with Sabrina Carpenter, and it is not what I thought it would be.
Uh-huh. So
bit of a bummer.
So maybe just consider it, Dolly. Live your life in retirement. Going out on top. Well, going out in the middle. We just don't want to see you up on stage like Richie Valens. Is that who I'm thinking of?
What?
Who looks like a... Let me make sure I'm talking about the right guy.
I don't think you are, because Richie Valens died in a plane crash.
Yeah, you're right. That is correct.
He was the Day the Music Died guy.
Who am I thinking of? Who's the guy that sings Sherry?
That's
The Four Seasons. Who's the lead singer of the Four Seasons?
Frankie Valli.
Yes, Frankie Valli. Up there looking like a animatronic in need of an update. Just up there with a microphone to his mouth, just opening and closing his mouth like a guppy fish. Don't end up like that, Dolly.
I mean, if you still are able to do the thing that you're passionate about at that age, do it. I think you care decidedly less at that point what people think of you.
Do we have the right to criticize that?
Sure, and they have a right to not care what we have to say. Do you think Frankie Valens knows what, or Frankie Valli knows what a...
Gotcha.
Do you think that Frankie Valli knows what a podcast is?
That's a great
I can
question.
just about bet that he doesn't know what this podcast is.
We don't know that. We
don't. You are correct. That is an educated guess.
So, Love and Fear, check it out. Let me know what you think. Not for me. Might be for somebody. Just seemed like he got a lot of hate from all the stuff that happened with whatever her face was, Second Life. And so he's like, oh, but look at me. Look at me. So, I don't know. Just let me know what you think. Now, there are songs on here, like Animal, even though it's a song that is not to my liking. The visuals do go along with the song. The skeleton with the crown that swallows the crowd, and they end up in a... I didn't notice this until today when I was going back watching videos. The cage that you go into after you're swallowed by the demon skeleton is a cage made of human people riding around. Did you catch that?
Quite honestly, I saw that it looked like every Harley writer's general motif. I sent it your way and didn't give it a second thought.
And did you, I mean, so there's a whole show. This portion is maybe 20 minutes of it.
Okay.
I think the crown that he
What are the rest
wears
of the visuals?
while he's performing the song is a little much. Like, maybe just let the visuals speak for themselves. You can have black clothes on, sure, but the crown just makes you kind of look dorky.
Sure.
I have seen snippets from before this portion of the show and after this portion of the show. They're completely normal Zac Brown stuff. At one
Okay.
point, you're going over landscapes of Georgia. You're on a football field. You go through goalposts, and then you're at a lake, and you're just living your best countrified life.
I don't know if that it doesn't make it worse, but I definitely don't think it makes it better that that's only 20 minutes of the set. Because what does the transition look like? Are you just like knee deep in the water somewhere and all of a sudden you're in hell?
Okay. So, Zac Brown has been asked about this. This show is a representation of his life.
Sure.
It starts out cheery and optimistic and hopeful and slowly starts transitioning into a hellscape. But then he emerges from the hellscape
As a beautiful butterfly.
and into his best life now with his fiance and his tons of songs about weed and just taking the best of life and making that what he's about.
There's already a Kid Rock. I don't think we need a second one. I don't understand what this is.
I can't imagine how difficult it is to create a stage show around the sphere.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen videos from people like up in the balcony, it's all screen, and then there's just teeny tiny little stage in the middle where the band's actually performing. But apparently, you want to be on the balcony because then you can get the full view of everything. And down on the
But
stage,
not
it's
watch
really
the actual people.
inconsequential. Yeah, and I've seen clips from U2. I've seen clips from Paul McCartney, the Eagles. Jonas Brothers are going to be there.
Weren't the Backstreet Boys there?
Backstreet Boys.
Or like yeah.
Backstreet Boys had a really cool one. But it's like, I'm sure it's super difficult to find something that's encompassing enough to use that whole space and also have something to do with the music. So I would imagine that a lot of it is just like background stuff or filler or just, I don't know. I mean, maybe, oh, well, this song, I mean, I was in a hellish part of my life, and then you just build from there. And then all of a sudden you have demon skeletons swallowing your entire audience and putting them in a cage of humans writhing around. I don't know.
I will have to revisit that video.
Check
Also
out.
rethink whether or not I want to go to the Sphere.
I personally think that I would want to throw up the entire time. I went to watch Five Nights at Freddy's 2 last night, and let me tell you, do not recommend. Just hot garbage. But I saw it in a Dolby theater, so the screen's huge. The only place I could sit center was 3 rows back from the screen.
Ugh.
And I was super nauseous the entire time. It kind of leveled off like 30 minutes in, but there was always the hint of it in the back throughout the entire movie. So I can't imagine what that would be like if I was completely surrounded by it and it was just in my face the entire time.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think if the purpose is the visuals, then I'm not paying as much money as it would cost me to get a ticket at the Sphere just to watch a big movie.
Yes.
Because the point is not to see the artists themselves, so what is the point of going?
That's fair. I would love to have the opportunity for someone to grant me the ability to see this show if someone in their infinite generosity could make that happen. And I could come back with a full detail on what I experienced, how I took it, and whether all the hype was worth it or not. And whether all the controversy was worth it. I'm leaning towards no right now.
Probably not. I don't think there's a lot of juice that's worth the squeeze these days
That's fair.
in events and whatnot.
So, your homework. Listen to Love and Fear. Listen to Heavy as the Head
Okay.
and My Old Man. And I think that's all we had. Oh, and Build Me a Daddy.
I don't wanna.
Put a stopwatch. Turn a stopwatch on. And then when the first tear falls, you press stop and you let me know. Let me make sure that's what it's called.
Will do. It is called Build Me a Daddy.
Yeah. Oh, man. But sometimes you just have to, you just got to let it out. And there are times where I seek out like super, super sad Christmas song, or not Christmas songs, country songs.
Mhm.
Sorry, I got Christmas shoes stuck in my head.
Oof. That's a tough one.
Did you know there's a movie based on Christmas
I
shoes?
did. Yeah. With Kimberly Williams Paisley.
Yeah.
I'm not a big sad Christmas movie person. I'm not a big sad movie person.
I just saw Jack Frost pop up. The Michael Keaton one, not the other
Yeah.
one. Not evil Jack
I don't
Frost.
think I'd want to rewatch that one.
All right.
It was a good movie, but it creeps me out.
What is your verdict on the Sphere controversy?
I don't think that I'm ever going to have a well-rounded opinion of the Sphere because I don't think I'll ever be willing to pay the amount of money that it would require to go to the Sphere. And also, not a big fan of Vegas. For
But-
the people who have the means and opportunity to do it, cool. As far as the Zac Brown stuff goes, I still think those visuals are incredibly silly. I can understand where they're coming from because this album I also think is incredibly silly. If it is the progression of his life, cool. Do you? I am not one to yuck people's yums. It's just not my bag. I don't want to hear him singing about spitting on a blunt with Snoop because that is not a thing that could ever connect in my head. Those dots are very separate points. But do you, man?
We're a long way from just Zach chilling at a lake with his toes in the water, ass in the sand.
Wow. Inappropriate. That was actually his villain origin story. He was like, if you're going to call this album explicit because I said the word ass, hold my joint.
Isn't it a little sexist that ass is considered explicit, but bitch isn't?
Technically, it's some bitch, so I think it gets cleared in the way that, like, if you say goddamn on TV, you censor God, but you don't censor damn.
Isn't that the way of the world? Just trying to remove God from everything? Sick of it. Sick of it.
If this new album has taught you anything, we are already in hell.
But we have redemption on the other side, according to Zach.
I haven't seen that part of the Sphere show, so.
Apparently, there is, towards the end of this album, there is a song about him trying to be more Christ-like. So, again, I don't know. I get what they were going for. I just think it was a swing and a big ol' whiff.
Yeah, well.
But
I think it's been several albums of swings and big ol' whiffs.
All right. If we have any gracious benefactors that just happen to have 2 Sphere tickets, so we can make a more educated opinion on things such as these, we would gladly take those off your hands. And Zach,
is that your takeaway?
That is my takeaway. And Zach, still love you. Still love you, man. There's not much that could undo my love for Highway 20 Ride or Sick 'em on a Chicken.
Fair enough.
And with that, we'll see you.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.